developed a way of speaking where most people can understand me. You must do the same thing. I have a friend who's an excellent singer, and she has had a fantastic career in New York and across the country in musical theater. And she always says, anyone can be a better singer. You may not be a great singer, but your voice is a muscle, and anyone can be more proficient in the use of that muscle. So everyone's voice can be improved, and we're going to do an exercise in a moment. And then your body, posture and body language. I hate to tell you, but most of you have terrible posture. I will tell you that right now. Your posture is terrible. I'm 6'1". I used to be 6'2", but I've already shrunk an inch. I'm 45, and I've already started to shrink. I have found that being taller has been useful to me in my life. People respond to people who are taller. Some of you are not tall. Some of you are average height, some of you are tall. But you know what? You should be as tall as you are. And pull yourself up and lift yourself up. It's all about carriage and pulling yourself up. And we're going to work on that in a moment. Posture. Seems like a silly thing. How many times did your parents tell you to stand up straight? That's because it's important. Actors have to train all three of these tools to be effective. Everyone can improve their ability to communicate by strengthening their communication muscles. So first thing is your voice. You have to warm up your voice before you use it. If you know that you're about to go into a meeting, if you know that you're about to give a presentation, if you know that you're going to be speaking for 2 hours, you have to warm up your voice. Because if you don't, your voice will not support you. Your voice will not do the job you need it to do. So warming up your voice is important for actors and people in business. Because a voice that's able to do its work is such an important tool. Now, I asked Andy to be prepared to take a couple of volunteers. You want 2 or 1? 2? And if you don't volunteer, I'll just pick you, just so you know. It's not like you can escape. And demonstrate a few simple techniques for warming up your voice that you can use before you have to give a presentation. So, just 2, or man, woman, doesn't matter. Volunteers. 2 volunteers. You 2, right here. Oh wait, there was a volunteer?
Mm-hmm.
Who? You? No. Okay, I'll go with my original 2. You right here. There you go. So just come on up for us. Come on up. Yes. See, the nice thing about doing this is now you're off the hook. Right, this will be your one time. You can warm up your voice, and then you won't, and then you can sit. See, aren't you the luckiest one? All right, so I'm gonna let Andy take it over from here. Do you want, are they all right to be down here?
Yeah, I think so. So it's kind of a cold morning, so our faces, like the muscles in our faces are probably cold. And we use our facial muscles a lot, because there's some resonance that goes on here and to facilitate the use of the voice. And so what we're going to do, it might sound a little silly or look a little silly, but we're going to...
It's going to probably sound a lot silly.
Yeah,
look a lot
definitely.
And that's okay.
So we're just going to kind of stretch out our facial muscles. So just kind of make little silly faces, really stretch them up, right? Really like you had a lemon, right? Stretch up your face as tight as you can get it. And then pretend like you have like a giant melon that you want to eat. Now I have to get a really wide face. It's just really, and scrunch it back up again. You just have your lemon again. Oh, you want to get confused about your lemon. I want to get one more time. One big melon. Take a bite. All right. Good.
Now, there's a really good reason for what he's doing. Your muscles in your head are what allow you to speak. Okay? They're what allow you to project and be heard by people all the way in the back of the room. And so, are you an athletic person, my friend? Do you play sport? How about you? Play sport? No, of course. Who plays a sport? Anybody run? Anybody runners? Do you stretch before you run? Would you run without stretching? What happens if you run without stretching? Or what happens usually if you do? You get cramps, you don't perform as well. If you're going to be talking and using your talking parts, don't you want to stretch those out? And so by pushing them down and opening them out, you're stretching and warming up those muscles. You're not even talking about these muscles. You're talking about these muscles. So let me see it one more time. Stretch up like a lemon. Big. Open the mouth for the melon. You do that a few times before you go in to do a presentation, and you'll start to be warmed up. Continue on.
All right. There is more, yes.
Yes, there's more.
So